What's going on, guys? Happy Thanksgiving, and welcome back to another BFR video. At 7:30 p.m. on November 23rd, I witnessed some of the most confusing things I think I've ever seen in a hockey game. So, Game 19 in Dallas against the Dallas Stars, Hawks lose 6-4. They go to 6-10-3. Seth Jones returns from injury. He's in. Ian Mitchell's out. Hawks were wearing red, Dallas was wearing white. Ryan Suter was in his game number 1,300. Shots were 39-31 Dallas, hits were 23-13 Dallas, and faceoffs were 35-30 Dallas. Chicago 0-2 on the power play, Dallas 1-2. Mrazek saves 33 out of 38, Ottinger saves 27 out of 31. When I read those stats, it sounds like Dallas was in control of the game. No, that was not what happened at all. Dallas wasn't even in the game until 10 minutes to go in the game. This game was over until when I get there, I'll show you, but about 10 minutes to go, basically. And Dallas, one of the greatest comebacks I've seen in a good amount of time. So let's start with the first period. 17:57, it's a Dallas penalty to Hakanpää for tripping, which would be killed. The Hawks were continuing to do 5 forwards on the power play. The power play looked good. It kept control the entire time. Khrushchev was robbed as Lindell takes a penalty. 14:06, Dallas penalty to Lindell for hooking, which would be killed. The first 10 minutes, Hawks were in full control. What a save, Ottinger on Domi. Tenorti absolutely destroys Dellandrea with one of the biggest hits I'd seen in a while from a Hawk player. And at 10:22, he drops the gloves with Hakanpää, and they both get 5 minutes for fighting. And the shots were 7-0 at 10 minutes for the Hawks. Kane to Domi was a great save. Hakanpää slashes and goes after. And then I kind of wrote down here, Hakanpää slashes and goes after, but doesn't get an instigator. How? What I mean by that is I'm really confused how the instigator penalty works. Because whenever the Hawks start a fight, it seems like, well, the guy who originally orchestrated the stuff or dropped the gloves first wants to go. Hakanpää went after Tenorti, so I'm confused why he doesn't get an instigator. It seems like when the Hawks start fights, they're the ones that can get instigators. Is that just referee preference, or because I just need a better understanding of what an instigator really is, because it's just so inconsistent with what's going on right now. Dallas's first shot was at 6:25. Dallas pressures a little. Sagan's helmet flies off, and then he also loses a skate blade, so he was having a rough period. And then at 6:05, it's a Dallas rebound goal from Jason Robertson, his 15th of the season, unassisted to make it 1-0. And it's a 13-game point streak for Robertson. He passes Dave Gagne from the 1993-94 season and Patrick Sharp, the legendary Blackhawk from 2015-16 when he was with Dallas for one of his 2 seasons. They each had 12-game point streaks. Robertson gets a 13-game point streak. That's the longest in Dallas history. Yes, Patrick Sharp in 2 seasons with Dallas did something that Mike Modano, Joe Nieuwendyk, Jamie Benn, Tyler Sagan, all these great Dallas stars could not. That's funny to me. Then at 3:46, it's a Chicago penalty, which would be served by Athanasiou for too many men, which would be killed. So we'll go to the second period. Or before that, Caleb Jones was denied. Shots were 11-4 Chicago at the end of the first. And this is at the second period where Hakanpää has a good hit on Blackwell. Then Hakanpää trips Athanasiou and then hooks him, and there's no call. Then at 15:38, it's a Chicago goal from the newly back Seth Jones, his first of the season, from Kane and Jack Johnson to make it 1-1. And then Hintz is denied. Ben nearly had a break. Taves was denied. Suter hit the post. Scramble in front of Ottinger, which would be covered. And then at 6:07, it's a Chicago. It kind of goes. It's Athanasiou. Fantastic move. I lost my word here. I wrote a lot of words down here. He goes around 2 and then Ottinger, and it was a fantastic goal from Athanasiou, his 6th of the year from Domi and Caleb Jones, which makes it 2-1. Marchment was denied. Sagan was absolutely robbed on a rebound, and then exactly 3 minutes after the Athanasiou goal, it's a Chicago stuff-in goal from Connor Murphy, another greasy goal from them, 2nd of the season from Taves and Tenorti. And with that, Taves becomes the 8th Blackhawk to hit a 500 assist in his career with the Blackhawks. Great for Taves. Surefire first ballot Hall of Famer, that's not in question. And that makes the score 3-1. And Dickinson hits the post. Caleb Jones tackles Hintz, and there's no penalty, strangely. Dickinson was denied. Domi had a chance that was saved. and shots were 26 to 15 going into the third period. And I wrote down here, might be the best 2 periods the Hawks have played this entire season. They looked phenomenal. Dallas did not have control in any of the 40 minutes. The Robertson goal was kind of a fluke, just bad coordination by the Hawks, but the Hawks were in control the entire 40 minutes. You're probably wondering how this game ends off in a 6-4 if you hadn't seen the game already. And we'll get to that now. Third period, Robertson was denied early, becoming pretty back and forth 5 minutes into the third. There was a great save on Marchment. The Hawks were outshot 9-1 in the first 7 minutes of the period. Jack Johnson was robbed on a one-timer. Domi hits the post. Athanasiou goes flying, and he looks for a call. Doesn't get it. And that's the problem with Athanasiou. He's always looking for the call. He's a bit of a whiner, and I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. I'm not. And he's always looking like, if anything happens to him, he gets hit, he gets tripped, he's always sitting on the ground. He's not getting up and rejoining the play. He sits on the ground and just like, duh. No, you get back up and you keep going. You don't sit there and wait for the call, Athanasiou. You got to stop that. If you are by chance watching this video, which you are a multimillionaire, so I doubt it. Good save on Marchment. Horrible icing call on Chicago, but then at 10:23, it's a Chicago diving backhand rebound goal from Max Domi, his 5th of the year from Blackwell and McCabe, and he had been snake bit all evening, and that goal makes it 4-1, and it's a good one. He's falling down on his backhand, swats it in past Ottinger, and the Hawks are up 4-1 with 10 minutes to go. This is where it starts to go downhill, right here. 10-10, Chicago penalty to Domi, who just scored for tripping, and it was a bad call. Ben kind of just fell on Domi's stick before the stick even touched him, and it wasn't a great call, but still. And then at 9:45, 25 seconds after that penalty's called, it's a power play goal from, guess who, Jamie Benn, his 9th of the season, from Hintz and Pavelski, which makes it 4-2. Hintz was then stopped. Robertson was denied. Dallas wants a call that they don't get. And then Hawks just need to survive this onslaught. Dallas would just keep coming and coming and coming. You realize how they had 39 shots? Yeah, it's because I think 29 or 24 of the... No. Can I do math? 39 minus 15. 24 of their shots came in the third period. It was just an onslaught, nonstop. And at 6:02, right after I wrote Hawks just need to survive this onslaught, it's a Dallas snipe, one-timer from Mason Marchment with his 7th goal of the year from Sagan and Gurionov to make it 4-3. And it wasn't a great goal from Mrazek. I'm honestly not sure how that got past him. He was covering that entire side of the net, and I don't know really how it got in. And then at 5:48, 14 seconds later, Dallas ties it with a deflection from Ty Dellandrea, 3rd of the season from Hakanpää and Ben, which makes it 4-4. And at this point, I'm thinking, we actually might get Bedard here. Looks if we can keep doing this the rest of the year, this could be good. But yeah, so that happens. And then at 1:33, the puck seems to go in. The Stars celebrate for a slight second, but the game continues. They play for about another 30 seconds, then the horn goes off, which means that it's a goal, or they're reviewing it currently. And after a review, it's a Dallas behind-the-net goal for Radek Faksa. Dickinson wasn't able to keep it out. And he gets his 3rd of the season from Colin Miller and Ryan Suter, which makes it 5-4, with a minute 30 to go. Hintz missed an open net as the Hawks pull the goalie at 1:05. Hakanpää pushes Kurashev into the net, which is somehow not a penalty, and Kurashev did not have the puck either, and it knocks the net off, so it's kind of like, what the heck? Chicago timeout at 40 seconds, 44.4 seconds, and then at 9 seconds, it's a Dallas empty net breakaway goal from Jason Robertson, 16th of the season from Hakanpää, which makes it 6-4, as Dallas scores 5 goals in the last 10 minutes of the game to steal a 4-1 win from the Hawks. And I did say Happy Thanksgiving, right? If I didn't, Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that's watching. And that next game will be tomorrow at 1 p.m. On November 25th. On the day commonly known as Black Friday for the shopping sprees, which don't really exist anymore. But, yeah, so that'll be a fun early game to watch, so I don't have to watch it at night. And news around the league. Seattle's game was very fun last night, 8-5. I watched, actually, the Hawks-Dallas game was one of 4 games I was watching. Well, one of 3 games I was watching, because I watched the Washington and Philadelphia game on TNT at work. I watched the Vegas and Ottawa game since it was a doubleheader on TNT. I watched that game after. Washington came back against Philadelphia and won in overtime. Ovechkin had 2 goals. And then Vegas beat Ottawa 4-1, which Ottawa's in trouble, that's for sure. And then I was listening when I was driving to Colorado and Vancouver as I went to go get some food after work, and I got to was listening to their game in the car. So yeah, and then I came home, watched the Chicago and Dallas game. So that was cool. And yeah, these are the standings right now. St. Louis moves up, Minnesota moves down, Chicago moves down to 8th in the division. They are now second worst in the conference. Only Anaheim is behind them. And yeah, that's really all I have for you guys today. Seattle moves up to 2nd in the division. And I shall see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye.